terrible. E5 doesn't make any sense. You give away a second center pawn. You might be wondering, how do I give away a second center pawn? There's something called en passant. A pawn moves 2 squares. You can take diagonally just on this turn. If you don't know that and you're watching this, yeah, en passant takes. White just has an extra pawn for absolutely no reason. Now, I think the player from Armenia did this because they're like, well, I'm going to get my bishop out, and now I have a bishop out. That was it. That was the logic. The logic was, I have a bishop out and white doesn't, and then maybe you develop the rest of your pieces. Folks, you should not give away 2 center pawns in 2 moves. White goes d4, black develops the other bishop, and now white plays c4, which is a very normal. I wouldn't go c4. I would develop my knight and try to castle quickly, but there's nothing wrong with this move. And black immediately loses the game. When I said at the beginning there will be a plot twist at the end of the video, it's to motivate you that if you've ever given up on yourself in chess or in life as a result of chess or any other things, life is long, you know? You like really keep a belief in yourself. Time will tell. Okay, you will pave your own journey, your own destiny through all the hurdles. Black goes knight to e7. The game is finished. The major thing people do with chess is get tunnel vision. They frequently move something, and then that's where they're paying the most attention to, and they try to move it again. This just traps the bishop. So this bishop and this bishop, these 2 bishops that you work to put in the middle, you cannot play with pieces against pawns in chess. Pawns go together and defend each other, and you will have nowhere to move anymore. The move d5 still allows some movement. The move c5 just wins. The bishop is trapped. It cannot go here. It will be lost. White is completely winning. Instead of that, white develops the knight, which is fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with the development of the knight. Now black doesn't castle, because at least that would have been the logical follow-up. Black plays knight g6. This is either a miracle that black saved the bishop, or black, and obviously had no idea that was even going to happen, or black is pretty strong and was like, oh my god, I almost blundered the bishop. That was crazy. So now white develops the other knight. So black has moved the knight now 2 times, and of course should probably castle. They do not castle. Black loses the game again. 2 times in 4 moves. And of course, I'm saying lose the game. I don't mean checkmate. I just mean completely horrible blunders within the first 10 moves. I mean, we already knew it was going to get weird over here, right? And white played pretty normal. So far, even a beginner could play like this. And black goes bishop to b4. So another move. Black has played 7 moves. I don't know why I said 9. 7 moves. Did I say 9? Maybe my brain is going crazy. So the bishop moves twice, the knight moves twice, the king is still in the middle. And you go here, the king is in the middle. White just wins here. White plays queen a4 check. That is a double attack on the king and the bishop. Now black has one way to stop this, which is this, which loses to a pawn fork as a result of black losing 2 center pawns in 2 moves in the beginning of the game. So white just has this little combination. Black would have to go here, here, and sacrifice the bishop for the pawns, get this position, and now white can develop and castle and simply have an extra material. Some extra material, just not even a better position, straight up a bishop. So bishop b4, losing the game 2 times on move 5 and move 7. Move 4 and move 7, really. White goes d5 immediately, which is not the, not the best move, but it's still a move. Black could now play bishop d7. Black loses the game a 3rd time in the first 8 moves with the move bishop g4. So black has moved that bishop twice, the other bishop twice, and the other knight. So 6 of the first 8 moves have been made just repeating moves. And now white spots queen a4 check. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Levy, I mean, you're being a little too harsh. White is actually playing pretty reasonably. Black must be the beginner, right? I mean, these people are playing like, white right now is playing pretty normal. Nothing insane. Queen a4 check is a good spot. I would say like 11, 1200. And black is playing like a 200. Like really just like a 200. I mean, just clicking on the piece and looking at the legal moves. Black blocks with the pawn. White takes the bishop. Fantastic. Now black takes, it's a very normal beginner thing, that after queen takes bishop, black is like, he took one of my pieces, so I need to take one of his pieces, which is wrong. You're down material. You probably shouldn't trade, but you trade, and queen e7 check. And just when I thought that we would have a normal game, queen e7 check here, white was like, oh, my king's under attack, let me just hang my queen. Now, the blunder of a symmetrical piece attack, this is one of the most famous beginner blunders. When an opponent puts a piece on a square, your exact same piece can see. When that happens, both of your pieces, which are mirror images of each other, they see the same things. I'm not saying these two queens see the rest of the board. This queen does not see that square, for example, because the pawn's in the way, but they certainly see each other. And you cannot put two pieces with the same ability pointing at each other. The white queen could have taken, and should have taken. It was the only move. Otherwise, the queen would have been lost, and black takes the queen. Now, at this point, I already wanted to just end the game. I mean, I don't want to see anymore, right? Again, I will reveal at the end, this was a real game played between two real people. It's not friends that colluded to play a game. This was the worst game at this rating I have ever seen, probably. Like, without exaggeration. White played pawn takes c6, which is a crazy move, by the way, because this pawn now hangs. Everything hangs. So black can play queen takes b2, you would take on b7, and the craziest thing is, I can take the knight or the rook. I think the rook technically not quite